If you're thinking about buying the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 because it promises to track your health, monitor your sleep, and even coach your runs, you might want to hold on for a second. But here's what surprised me after digging deeper. Despite the glossy marketing, this watch has some serious quirks that could make you regret your purchase. You'd expect a premium device like this to be flawless, right? Well, not quite. Today, I'm going to break down everything you need to know before spending your hard-earned $285 on the Galaxy Watch 8. Spoiler alert, there's more to this smartwatch than meets the eye. So let's get into the real story. But first, let me promise this. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether this watch deserves your wrist or if you should skip it entirely. To start, let's talk about who this watch is for. The Galaxy Watch 8 is pitched as a fitness enthusiast's dream. It comes with advanced health and sleep tracking, a running coach, and even a personal AI assistant designed to make your day smoother. If you're a Samsung fan invested in their ecosystem or an Android user looking for a sleek wrist companion, this might look like a perfect fit. But the deeper you go, the more you realize it's not so straightforward. And if you're someone who hates bulky watches or devices that feel like wrist weights, the lighter design sounds promising. However, sometimes thinness comes at a cost. Now, let's jump into the nitty-gritty. The Galaxy Watch 8 boasts advanced sleep coaching, which should supposedly energize your days by guiding your nights. That sounds absolutely brilliant. Who wouldn't want to track sleep quality or get bedtime guidance? But here's the catch. To get the best out of these features, you have to wear the watch for at least 3 consecutive nights and sync it religiously with the Samsung Health app. A tiny inconvenience, right? Yet for such a premium price, that expectation feels like a bare minimum. Personally, I found the sleep data sometimes inconsistent and not as insightful as the hype would have you believe. It's like having a weather forecast that sometimes says sunny but delivers snow, confusing and unhelpful when you want reliability. Speaking of workouts, the built-in running coach gives real-time feedback and offers specific training plans for 5Ks, marathons, and more. You might think this is a game changer for runners, but here's where things get tricky. The feature works only outdoors with GPS on, which drains the battery noticeably faster. Plus, the initial setup can be confusing for casual users. If you're a serious runner, you might be better off with specialized devices like Garmin or Fitbit. The Galaxy Watch 8 tries hard to be an all-in-one, but in doing so, compromises on these dedicated features. It's like asking a Swiss Army knife to replace a chef's knife, versatile but not exceptional at one task. Another selling point Samsung pushes is the Galaxy AI Assistant right on your wrist. Sounds futuristic, right? You can navigate your tasks and get hands-free help. But here's the twist. The AI Assistant requires you to be connected to a compatible Samsung Galaxy AI phone, with internet access either via Wi-Fi or LTE. Think of it as having a robot butler who's only available when you're at home and have full Wi-Fi bars. Plus, some AI features like energy score insights and ECG monitoring don't even work with non-Samsung Android phones. So if you're not a Samsung diehard, you're missing out on some big perks. Let's pivot to design. Samsung advertises the Galaxy Watch 8 as a minimalist, lightweight watch that fits snugly without hurting your wrist after a day. On paper, this sounds fantastic, especially if you've had previous bulky or uncomfortable smartwatches. But in reality, users report that the watch can sometimes feel a bit too tight or slip during intense workouts despite the promise of a sporty style. It also comes in a thinner silhouette, which is great, but the battery size takes a hit. Samsung claims improved battery life, yet with typical use, the charge barely lasts a full day if you're active. And don't get me started on charging times. It feels like you spend more time tethered to the charger than enjoying your smartwatch. Blood pressure monitoring seems like a dream feature. Imagine checking your systolic and diastolic pressure right from your wrist anytime. The Galaxy Watch 8 offers this, But here's the not-so-fun reality. The feature requires users to calibrate the watch with a separate blood pressure cuff every 28 days, which isn't included. You have to buy it separately, making it an ongoing hassle. Even then, the watch alone isn't intended for medical diagnosis or treatment. It's more of a lifestyle monitoring tool than a doctor's device. So if you're expecting a doctor in a smartwatch, think again. Okay, so by now, you might be wondering what the watch actually gets right because it sounds like I'm listing nothing but problems. Well, the Galaxy Watch 8 does have some strong suits. The improved user interface is notably smoother than previous models, making daily interactions faster and less frustrating. Notifications, calls, and quick info like weather and sports scores pop up clearly, keeping you connected without pulling out your phone every 2 seconds. And if you're rooted in the Samsung ecosystem, pairing with your Galaxy phone is seamless, which can't be undervalued for convenience. Here's a question to ponder. If most of the advanced features hinge on being in the Samsung ecosystem or undertaking a lot of extra setup, is the Galaxy Watch 8 truly universal? Especially for Android users with non-Samsung phones, many fancy AI features, including sleep apnea tracking and ECG, aren't available. That leaves a big chunk of potential buyers with limited functionality. So before jumping in, ask yourself, am I fully committed to the Samsung universe, or am I risking buying a watch that won't reach its potential on my device? Before we get to the verdict, let me share a quick story. My friend Bob thought buying the Galaxy Watch 8 would be like strapping a personal trainer and health guru on his wrist. Instead, he spent the first week fiddling with calibrations, updating software, and figuring out compatibility issues. After a while, Bob joked that the watch was less personal assistant and more personal annoyance. If only there were a feature to track frustration levels, he'd have had record-breaking data. But in fairness to Bob, once everything was set up and paired, he enjoyed the sleek look and the light feel during his daily runs. It just took patience and a bit more tech-savvy than expected. So, what about price? At $284.99 on Amazon with a solid 4.5-star rating, the watch might look like a great value. But if you're expecting a no-compromise, all-in-one smartwatch, think twice. When you factor in the cost of additional accessories like the blood pressure cuff and the potential need for a Samsung phone for full functionality, the price tag climbs even higher. Still, if you're invested in Samsung products and want a smartwatch that's stylish and packs decent health features, this could be a worthy contender. Now, for the jokes you've been waiting for. Why did the smartwatch go to therapy? Because it had too many unresolved notifications. And speaking of workouts, why don't smartwatches get tired? Because they have endless apps for energy. If you think the Galaxy Watch 8 is too thin, maybe it's just trying to lose wrist weight before summer. And if you buy one and regret it, just tell your friends you're testing it for science. It sounds way cooler. But here's the bottom line. The Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 is a mixed bag. It offers a lot of innovative features wrapped in an elegant design and provides smooth integration if you're deep into the Samsung ecosystem. However, its reliance on external accessories, limited functionality for non-Samsung users, and some noticeable battery and interface quirks mean it's not the flawless, all-encompassing smartwatch it's cracked up to be. If you want health tracking, better battery, and an assistant at hand, alternatives like Garmin, Fitbit, or even previous Galaxy models might suit you better, depending on your priorities. In conclusion, don't rush to buy the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 just because of the hype. Instead, carefully weigh what features matter most to you and consider compatibility issues before investing nearly $300. But if you're a Samsung fan looking for a stylish, lightweight daily driver with decent health features and are willing to navigate some setup hurdles, this watch deserves a serious look. If you want to check the best current price and grab the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8, I've placed a link in the description below to help you find the latest deals on Amazon. Remember, the best smartwatch is the one that fits your lifestyle, not just the flashiest on the shelf. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest reviews that save you time and money. Catch you in the next video.